Hi, I'm Kerry with Best of Us Investors. I told you last week that I lost $77,000. Actually, I didn't gain $77,000 because I sold my Tesla stock too early. And I went into that, and if you didn't see it, you can find the video. And then I told you about the next terrible investment I made, but I'm proud of it, was the writing of the children's book, The Christmas Web, and I lost about $125,000 on that. And then the total amount isn't really determined yet. So what I want to do today is kind of reclaim myself as an investor and tell you about the two best investments that I've made in my life and how they're still able to be achieved. One of them has given me a 4,800% return on my investment, and the opportunity to duplicate that investment is right in front of us right now, as the opportunity will come again. So I want to tell you about that investment, and then I also want to tell you about another investment that I made that I'm very proud of and that I got exponential returns on. So I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just a retired financial advisor in Birmingham, Alabama, that's living out his dream and making some money as we go. And I want to share that with you because I think it's important that you make good investment decisions, that you keep more of what you make, and you create family wealth so that you can make a better life for those people who follow you. I'll be right back.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
Okay, let me tell you a story. I'm a bourbon drinker. My father-in-law Virgil taught me to drink bourbon when I was quite young, probably before I was 21, and so Nita and I went on the bourbon trail, and that is through Kentucky. You can go from distillery to distillery and sample their bourbon and see how it's made and learn about it. And I would recommend it to anybody. Well, we did that in 2009, and it was, if I remember right, it was we're in April or May of 2009. And my son-in-law had said to me, if you find any Pappy Van Winkle, buy that. And so I had never heard of Pappy Van Winkle, I'm ashamed to say, but I kept that in mind. So we went to a distillery called Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky, and they have a little store there, and you can sample, and I asked them what's the best you've got, and they brought out this tall bottle of Eagle Reserve, and I sampled it, and I said, "You don't have anything better than that?" And they said, "Well, we have Pappy Van Winkle," and my eyes lit up. Okay, can I sample that? No, you can't sample that. We don't give out samples. I said, well, can I buy it? And they said, well, yes, you can. I said, how much is it? And they said, it's $250 a bottle. And I looked at Nita and I said, I have to buy it. Justin said if I find some, to buy it. So I bought this bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. And as you can see on the bottle, it says it's 23 years old. Well, what that means is it sat in a barrel for 23 years before they bottled it. And then so I bought it, and I have kept it, and I've basically said, Justin, I'm not going to drink it. It's $250 a bottle. I'll leave it, and I'll keep it, and I'll leave it in my will for you. So that's kind of how it's sat on the shelf since 2009. Well, recently I got to thinking, I wonder what that's worth. And so I examined the bottle, and it has a bottle number on it. So I Googled and I said, how do you determine the age of a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle? And they told me to get a bright flashlight. So I shine the light through the bottle, and it says K3440810. So I look at Google, and it tells me that what that's telling me is that this bottle was bottled on December the 10th, 2008 at 10 a.m. Wow. Okay. So then what I did was I Googled what is a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle made in 2008 worth today. And here's what I found. And as you can see, this bottle that I paid $250 for in 2009 is now worth $12,000. Yeah, that's right. That's a 4,800% return on my investment. Now, am I going to drink it and destroy it? No, I'm not. That works out to be, what is it, a 400% return on my investment per year. So what am I going to do? Well, I looked at, Nita said, well, what are you going to do with it? You aren't going to cash it in. I said, no, I'm not. It's the same as a Picasso. I'm going to enjoy the fact that I own it, but I'm not going to cash it in until I need it. I'm not going to need it. So I'm going to pass it on in my will to Justin, and I'm going to ask Justin to pass it on to my grandson, Aiden. And I would hope that Aiden would then pass it on to his grandson or son or whatever. And this bottle will someday be worth $1 million. And I will have left it to my family. Isn't that beautiful? So what I'm telling you here is there are other investments that you can make. So then I said, well, what can I buy a bottle in 2021 for? So I looked up, and here's the article I found in Forbes that is saying that this is coming out, the 2021 edition of the Pappy Van Winkle 23-year-old bourbon is coming out between now and the holiday season, and it will sell for $299.99. Now, the problem is you have to find it. There's going to be a line, and there's only so many. To give you an idea, there were only 3,000 of this bottle made in 2008. Now, what I know, somebody's going to drink them. Somebody's going to lose it. I got to thinking, where could I find another bottle of this? I think I need to start going to estate sales. I think there's probably guys like me who bought it, put it on a shelf, forgot about it, and it's going to be in an estate sale. And I'm going to walk into an estate sale, and there's going to be a liquor shelf, and I'm going to say, hey, what would you sell me that bottle of Pappy Van Winkle for? And they might say, well, maybe $100. Okay, you got any more? I think what the message I gathered, and the message I want you to gather, is there's other things to invest in than stocks. We're hearing about these non-fungible tokens, NFTs, I think they are. That's what this is. This is an NFT, a non-fungible token, except no, it's not. It's not a digital version. I guess I could sell stock in it. I could sell ownership in it through a non-fungible token, and I could say, okay, I will put it out there, and if you want to buy 10% of it, of the $12,000, so you could now send me 1,200, and 10 other people could, and you could share collectively in the growth of this. There's other things to invest in than stocks and bonds and real estate. Bourbon is one of them. I'm going to I've been motivated now to learn more about this. I have some other bottles sitting on my shelf that I've never opened, that I've bought sometime in the past, and I suspect maybe you do too. And I suspect you need to do a little research, as I did just last night, to find out that I've got a 48 banger. Again, I've held it for 12 years, but what is this going to be worth for in another 50 years? How long would it take? And I could do that, figure it out. If it grows at 400%, how long would it take that bottle would be worth $1 million? Okay, that'll give you something else to think about when you're thinking about investing. So I told you there were two major good investments, fantastic investments that I made. I'm going to celebrate the anniversary of the other major investment that I made, and she doesn't like me to say that. On November the 5th of 1966, I married my beautiful bride, Nita Cranfill, Nita Marie Cranfill. And here's a picture of Nita and I. Boy, we were both quite tiny back then. Yes, 55 years this coming week. And it's not been an easy 55 years, particularly for Nita, but it's been one of the best investments. If not, it is the best investment I made. She is my support. She is my anchor. She is the person who straightens me out when I go in the wrong direction. And she's the one who supports me when I'm beaten down. When you do some of your nasty things in the comments, she's the one who says, look the other way. Do not judge them. Let them go. So that's my two best investments. I won't be drinking this. I'm going to be looking for some more. All right, I'll talk to you again. This is fun.